Hey, everybody, and welcome to day 9 of this 31 and 31. And already I'm feeling it that it's rough just doing this. It's daily, it's a lot of movies to watch. And it's just, it's one of those things. Why do I do it to myself every year? But pardon me. I just watched Rec 2, and I thought, why not? Let's watch the sequel. How bad could this be, right? First one, it's like a classic horror movie. It's fun, it's fast paced, and it's just an overall good horror movie, outstanding even. And now we're dealing with a direct sequel, right? It starts basically where the last one left off, and it keeps a lot of that high octane action. What's weird is there's like a set of characters that show up in this movie. It like kind of becomes two stories. The first one is about a bunch of police officers and a medical director that are going into the same building right after basically the events of the first one to go and get the blood of the monster that we saw at the end of the first movie, right? And the thing is that it all becomes not about like zombies, but and this kind of spoils the first one if you haven't seen it and you're just watching these videos, but it's about demonic possession, and that person was possessed as a kid as a demon. The Vatican has been researching it, and they need their bloods to create an antidote for possession. Really, really weird. So it's about them going in and getting it. And at the same time, there's a group of teenagers that sneak in with the husband of the daughter, or not the daughter, but the woman with the daughter. And they get stuck in the whole thing. And then the two meet up, and then it goes to the final act. So the first act's all about the SWAT team doing what they need to do. And then the second act is all about the teenagers and them invading the building. And then the third act brings back a character, and it's about finishing the movie and doing what they have to do. So overall, it's still really good. It's not on the level of Wreck, but this one has some awesome possessed people kills. There's one involving a firework that is just fantastic. I have not seen something like that before. First time seeing something like that. It's really fucking cool. And I could watch that scene again and again and again. It's definitely a lot gorier than the first. They're killing demons. They're killing kids. So watch out for that. But they possess kids, so they're not quite kids. And maybe you could call them golems, right? Maybe they're golems. They all want their precious, and only thing that you can do is blow off their head. It's a little more disjointed. They try to explain the whole thing, the virus and everything like that. It works to an extent. It's kind of like, okay. But really, it's the action. And sometimes, I really liked the way that they were switching between cameras in the beginning of the movie. Because each police officer has a camera. And then they would say, like one was like Laurie, like, go check this out. And then it would switch in like a picture in the bottom of the screen. And here is the video that's coming from that. And then all of a sudden it would then full screen, and then you're in their perspective. So a lot of it was, again, with all these found footage movies, is like how to get the camera from point A to point B. How do they end up in this situation? Son of a bitch. And then how do they, continue on with the whole thing? So it's late, and so I'm sorry if I sound a little groggy, but again, watching all these movies. But I definitely think that it just loses a little bit. And it does get a little slow when it changes the action to the kids, even though it's not necessarily slow. And it's cool that they're going through the stuff that the SWAT has already gone through. It's like they're slowly behind them. I like that type of stuff, but it just gets muddled when it deals with this whole demon possession story. That's where I'm kind of like, does it need it? I don't know. And, it's not enough to make me want to watch the other two. If I decide to later on during this 31, I will. But right now, I'm just I think it's a good sequel. It leaves itself open to more sequels and doing more stories with the whole thing. Where the first one has like a classic ending and a classic scene for horror and everything like that. And they actually show you what happens afterwards. It's part of the ending of the movie, so I'm not going to say anything that's there. And the little twist that you've got in the movie. But, you know, I don't know. Did it need to have a sequel? It's popular as the first one was. You know, it was bound to happen. You know, it's funny because it's like Hellraiser, right? Hellraiser basically got a sequel right after the first one was made, and this one kind of feels like maybe that's what happened too. They knew it would be successful, and that, or maybe they didn't. But you know, because the ending is very open ending in the first one, whereas this one, it's definitely pegging itself for another fucking sequel. So, you know, we'll see. I don't want to go through all four of them just for this thing, but maybe I'll come back to them and just watch them and maybe talk about them. But yeah, so I would definitely give this is a strong 3 out of 5 fireworks. Like I said, it's good pacing. You don't really need to have anything with acting on the characters. The action is great. The kills are great. And it's missing something in the story. Like I said, it just gets really bogged down in itself. And it's just kind of like, well, what's really going on? But there's some cool callbacks to the first movie. So I think it's worth a watch. Are the other ones? Well, we'll find out eventually. But as for this video, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. And check out all the other 31 and 31 videos that are available as a playlist. And we'll catch you on another one of these 31 and 31 horror movie reviews.